So the story of the home selling team, it really starts all the way back in 1980. That's when my dad got his real estate license. That's also when I was born. I grew up with my dad in real estate. He's been a realtor my entire life. And I feel like real estate is in my blood because of that. So I remember being a little kid and going with him to preview homes. From there, it was not until I was in college when my dad had started saying, hey, you might want to think about getting into real estate. At the time, I was not interested whatsoever. I loved working in hotels, just thought that was where I was going to end up. After that, I had my first daughter and became a stay-at-home mom. Absolutely loved being a stay-at-home mom. I think it's one of the hardest jobs. Meanwhile, my dad's building his business in California. It's thriving. He's doing great things out there. And it was at that time that my husband started thinking about getting into firefighting and kept telling me, Janine, I keep seeing these opportunities in Arizona. Maybe we should go check it out. So back then, the internet wasn't as prevalent as it is today. So I had to buy books, yes, actual physical books, to do research on Arizona to figure out where do we want to live. And that's when we found Gilbert, and we found specifically Power Ranch. So we came out, we visited out here, and we absolutely fell in love with it. We came home and had to tell our families, hey, I think we're gonna move to Arizona. Needless to say, they didn't take that well, especially my dad. And I said, well, just come out with us and check it out. So we came out. I remember taking him to some model homes, and I could literally see the wheels turning in his head as he's there looking at this beautiful home. And I swear he was thinking, I think maybe I could live here too. So flash forward, it was in 2006, we made the move, and now today, every one of my family lives here. My parents, all my sisters, and even some of their in-laws live here in Arizona. So it was Labor Day of 2012, and my mom was at my house recovering from a surgery. I had just had my third child. We finally got our boy. My husband at the time was working in California, so he was commuting, gone a week to 2 weeks at a time. And I'm sitting on the couch talking to my mom, and I start to realize she's not answering me. She's kind of ignoring me. And I get frustrated, and I said, Mom, why aren't you answering me? And she looks at me with this confused look on her face, and she's kind of motioning like she wants to talk but can't get the words out. And I get concerned. I go and I stand over her, and I said, Mom, answer me. And it was at that moment her entire body goes limp, and she almost fell off the couch. I had to grab her and push her back. I knew at that moment my mom had had a stroke. It was at that very moment that my life, her life completely changed. My mom hadn't necessarily prepared for her future, and I had already started to think about getting into real estate. So combined with my husband working in California and being gone, us having 3 kids, and now I have the responsibility of taking care of my mom, not only physically, but also helping her out financially, I decided now's the time, I'm gonna go ahead and do this real estate thing. So I got my real estate license, officially became licensed in March of 2013. And of course I went to my dad and I said, Dad, what do? I have a little bit of time to build my business. I have a baby that I'm still nursing. I'm taking care of my mom. What's the most effective use of my time? And my dad said, I'm gonna teach you what I've done to build my business. So he taught me all about geographic farming. And from there, we really chose to focus on Power Ranch and go all in. So I started by door knocking. I would push my son in a stroller and deliver fires to the neighborhood. And it was great because not only was it where I lived, it was where my dad lived, but we got to do it together. And I think after a few months, he started to realize like, hey, she's really serious about this. Maybe we should join forces and make a team together. And that's how the home selling team was born, and that was officially in 2013. So what I thought I would do part-time, maybe if I could have a closing a month, I would be good. It really led into a full-time career just because I simply loved it so much. So my dad and I started working together. We're hyper-focused on our community, and we just naturally started attracting others to us. And so started having those conversations about growing a team. Our first hire, we originally thought she was gonna be a buyer's agent and just help us out with the buyers. She ended up doing everything. So today we have a team of agents. We also have a team of administrative support. We've been named #1 in Gilbert. We've been named, we've won several awards for being top in the East Valley. Our focus is on serving our communities and giving back, and it is through that love of our communities that's propelled us to be one of the top teams in the entire East Valley. So with that said, I just want to say a big thank you to everybody that has put their trust in us with one of the biggest transactions of their life. We don't take it lightly. It means the world to us.